Welcome to Tech Made Easy channel. Today, I'm going to tell you how you can issue a public SSL or TLS certificate using AWS Certificate Manager for free. Firstly, let's go to the Certificate Manager console. After going to the Certificate Manager console, under the section Provision Certificates, you would click Get Started. Now in this you would select request a public certificate. So there are two types of SSL certificates, public and private. Now this private certificates cannot be used for websites that are served over the internet. These are for internal networks. Today we are going to discuss public certificate which you can use to set up HTTPS for your website. So we go to request a certificate. Here you have to enter your domain. So for example, if my domain is shunts.xyz, I will enter that domain name. You can also enter, you can click on add another name to this certificate and enter additional domain names. Here you can enter up to 10 domain names. We go to next, and for this video we'll be discussing DNS validation. This is the recommended validation method, as this is easiest and more robust validation method. We'll go to next. If you want to add any tags, we go to review and then we go to confirm and request. At this page it will show you request in progress. Now you have to wait for some time, and then when you click on this domain you get a record set. Now this is the record set that you need to create in the Route 53 hosted zone for validating this certificate. This is basically before giving a certificate to you, AWS will validate that whether you own this domain or not. So to prove that ownership, it gives you a CNAME record that you need to add in the hosted zone of that domain. Now let's go to the Route 53 hosted zone. We go to console. Here we also have an option that if I click on create record in hosted zone, Route 53 hosted zone, it will automatically create a record. But this option will come only if the Route 53 hosted zone is in the same account in which you request a certificate. So I go here, I go to Route 53. Let me go to Route 53 service. In Route 53, I go to hosted zones. I go to my hosted zone shunts.xyz. In this, if you see, I have various records. I'll go to create record set. I will enter this value. Paste. So I believe you have to first copy this, then you go to Route 53 console and then you paste. So if you see, the .shunts.xyz is added by default. So you should not copy the whole thing, but only till this point. Next, you copy this, you go to value, you enter the value. No, it's still not copied. So you need to ensure that this is properly copied. And then you go here and you paste. It's still not copied. So this is a little buggy. You have to select this whole, and so you have to press Control C if you are in Windows and Command C if you are using Mac. And now it is copied. We don't want this. Okay. Once you enter this, here you have to enter CNAME, and to ensure there's no spaces in between, and then create. The record set CNAME already exists. So if you already have a CNAME for your domain, if you have created some other CNAME, then it will give you such an error. In that case, what you should do is, you should check your domain, and you can see this is a CNAME record that is there. Okay. So this is the CNAME record which is already there. So the reason for this is because I have already issued a ACM certificate for my domain, and for this video purpose I was again trying to issue that certificate. So it told me that the record is already there. If you just at your end click on save record set, if the record is not there, a record like this would be created. Okay, so whatever CNAME is been shown here, you just have to create that CNAME in your hosted zone. If you're not using Route 53 hosted zone, then in whatever DNS hosting you are using, like GoDaddy or something else, you have to go to that hosted zone and create this CNAME record set. Once you create the CNAME record set, we go here, you can see that the validation is pending validation. You go to continue and it is still pending validation. You have to wait. You have to wait for some time till the time ACM actually detects that you have created that CNAME record set, after which this certificate will be issued. Okay, so one important point to note here is, when I requested its certificate, this is the CNAME record that I got. If I request another certificate for the same domain, again it will ask me to enter the same CNAME record. What this implies? This implies is, if you have entered the CNAME record in Route 53 hosted zone, then you can issue or you can request as many certificates as you want for that domain. Once you enter that CNAME record, you do not have to enter that record again. So now we just have to wait till this pending validation state is changed to issued state. Let's see. Also, let's discuss about this button. If you just create this button, what it does is it will basically go to that hosted zone and it will create that CNAME record. So if I click on create, nothing will basically happen in this case, simply because the record is already added. But if you have not added that record, then you can definitely use this button as well. This is more easier than going to that domain, copying this and pasting there. Okay, now so it will take some time, maybe up to 30 minutes, and once ACM detects that this is entered in my hosted zone, then it will issue this certificate. Let me discuss different fields till then. So you can see renewal eligibility. Renewal eligibility is basically ACM certificates are issued for 13 months. So after 13 months, if your renewal eligibility is eligible, then ACM will automatically renew this certificate. As you can see, the status is issued now. So hence this certificate is ready to be used, and it is validation is success and it is issued. It took around 5 minutes for the certificate to get issued. One thing to note is this certificate is issued for 13 months only. So if you go here and if you go to not after field, you can see that it was issued on 26th April 2020. It is valid till 26th May 2021, which basically means it is valid till 13 months. So if this in renewal eligibility, if it is ineligible, it will expire after 13 months. But if this renewal eligibility is eligible, that will basically mean that ACM will try to automatically renew that certificate after 13 months. So you do not have to worry about that, whether that certificate will get expired or not. For this to become eligible, you need to use this certificate with any of the supported resources like load balancer, CloudFront, API gateway, any of the supported resources. Once you use it with some supported resource for your website, this will turn into eligibility. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please subscribe. Thank you.